Hey y'all, welcome to part 3 of the story time, Betrayal, where I tell y'all the story about my cousin who slept with my man. Alright, like I said, I never said anything to her. Still haven't to this day. Never, ever, ever. I learned a long time ago that it's best to just leave folks alone, right? Once you know what you know, it's really not, for me, it's not a need for confrontation, right? Because if there was to be a confrontation, it would probably go really, really ugly. And I know I could beat her. I know that, right? And she got kids. I love my little cousins. You know what I'm saying? That would be bad. That would be a blemish. If I went over her house and whooped her ass, that would be a blemish. And she would probably try to shoot me, right? So I just left it alone. And but the thing is, she never ever called me. And when I realized that she hadn't been calling me, she probably knew before I knew, right? She knew before I knew. Took me months to catch on to whatever it was. It could have been a one-time thing. She probably got some money from him or something like that. But like I said, from the outside looking in, it looked like we was living a fabulous life, right? So she wanted part of that. I never understood people who want the exact same thing somebody else had. Of course, everybody wants to be happy, but be happy on your own terms with your own people, right? So she never called me. And once I put all this together and realized, well, I haven't talked to her in a couple months, which is very odd because we talked all the time. But I was busy living my life. She was busy living her life. I didn't really think none of it until I found the picture months later in the year, right? So now I find out maybe, I found this out since I moved from Cleveland. Let me get close so y'all can hear this, right? Thought maybe this was she did this one time, but no, she did not, right? She also had sex back in the day with my daughter's father. Somebody that was like family to all of us, right? We were cool. We were family, right? She had sex with him. And I remember when she fell out with him. Again, a man is not going to treat you the way he treats his girl. Not really. Especially if you know you betraying her. He may lay down with you because he's a dog and that's what dogs do. But he ain't going to treat you like he treats his girl. Remember that, right? So, he had did some work on her car. He was a mechanic. He did some work on her car. And it didn't come out right. And she got so hostile. So very, very hostile. What I think was she thought she could get that work for free because she had laid down with him. And maybe she got a one-time shot at something. I don't know. Now, this had happened years ago, prior to her sleeping. And they, by the way, they both had the same name. Okay? This had happened years ago when she did that. Okay? Way before I got with my ex. This is 15, maybe 20 years. It happened way back ago. Right? And he felt guilty and told our daughter, and she told me. In light of what I already knew. She just thought I should know that. Now, the first time hurt. The second time made me think, who else did she do that with? So have you been... See, because when we were growing up, and she was older than me, like I said, 4 years older, I always looked up to her. But as I got older, I got better. I got greater. And maybe she thought I surpassed her in some sort of way, right? And I was always the one to come to for wisdom and so on and so forth, right? I always had plenty game. I knew plenty people. I was the one. You had a question, I'm the resource. I was a resource for all of my friends and family, right? And so evidently she was jealous of that, and she wanted that, right? Again, I never said anything. I just know who she is, right? And I would like to know, there's one or two people I would like to ask who I have been with. Did she come on to you? That's all I want to know. Just out of curiosity's sake, for nothing else, because I'm never going to ever say anything. But the bad part about this, y'all, is that her sister, which is my cousin, that I love, I haven't told her, and I shied away. When she got married, I didn't go to the wedding. I was still in Cleveland at the time. I didn't go to the wedding. I didn't go to any family functions. Now, my kids do. I haven't, right? No one has called me and said anything. And sometimes I think my cousin, she's older than both of us, her older sister, knows, right? She knows. Maybe she don't. Maybe she do. right? Now we'll talk via social media, me and the older cousin, but we haven't talked on the phone, right? And me and her kids talk through social media. This was to me an ultimate case of betrayal. This was somebody I loved, somebody I cared about, somebody I went to war with. And she has called me on the phone, come. I got a situation, I'm on my way, here I come, right? Because of loyalty and because she had did things for me and to me when I was a child and looked out. She was basically the only one, not the only one, but at a period of my life, she was the only one that looked out for me. Her and her sister, who's not not here anymore, she had another sister. Her and her sisters were the only one that I had to look up to growing up, right? I felt a